of the Pittsburgh Nerd Podcast. I'm Sean.
And I'm Ian, and this is the only podcast that says...
I'm Pickle Rick, bitch!
Nice.
How are you, sir?
Good. Yeah, good.
Yeah, good. We are... If it sounds a little different, it's because we're recording at my house today.
Mm-hmm.
A little something different. Get Ian out of his house.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause he's a shut-in. Yeah. But, where was I going with that? But yeah, so if it sounds a little different, if it, you know, we don't have the ambiance of Ian's wallpaper.
Right.
You know, so. We probably should have recorded in my dining room, but the air conditioner's not in there, so it's a little warm.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm not putting myself, I do that enough at your house.
Yeah, right.
So how you been, bud?
Good.
Yeah.
Played some pinball today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes for a good day for you.
Yeah, my hands are sore.
I'll bet.
But, yeah, I played, see, what did I play today? I played an old Star Wars game.
Yeah.
Pinball.
Yeah.
Which was good. And I played, let's see, a Tron game I had never played before.
Oh, wow.
Which I really liked.
Yeah.
I really liked the attention to detail on this Tron game. It was based off the movie.
Yeah.
The second movie.
Oh, okay. The second. So it was a newer machine then.
Yeah. And it was cool because one of the drop boxes, like where you shoot the ball into,
Yeah.
to get through the machine,
Yeah.
like the different levels and specials and stuff
Yeah.
like that, was a miniature arcade game. Like it was like a miniature, like what's the word? Stand up.
Like a console.
Yeah.
Okay.
A miniature wise of the original Tron game.
Okay.
With the rainbow and
Yeah.
the spiders and the light cycles.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you looked at it real close, this miniature screen, like that big,
Yeah, like a quarter inch.
it was playing the original Tron game.
Oh, wow.
For real.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy shit. So the attention to detail on the game was amazing. The neon, the blue, the white,
Yeah.
the red, yellow.
Yeah.
Light cycle mode was amazing. Light cycle multi-ball, I think that's what it was. It was an amazing pinball game.
That's cool.
That's the one I played a lot. Star Wars, played a couple Elvira games. Pinball.
Yeah.
And then we played the Iron Maiden game
Yeah.
for a while. That's new.
Yeah.
That was fun. You got to pick which album you wanted to listen to while you were playing the game.
No, that's cool.
Yeah, so I put on Power Slave.
No, I mean, that seems like
But it was
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, it was definitely a good game.
Yeah.
And I played the original Black Knight. I played old ones. I played Pinbot, Space Shuttle. You know, a couple of the oldies.
Yeah.
And for arcade games, I played Dig Dug, and Missile Command, Tempest, Mr. Do.
Yeah. Mr. Do and Dig Dug are kind of forgotten classics.
Yeah, I agree.
You know?
I love Mr. Do.
Like, with all, like, everything you talk about, like, when it comes to 80s video games, like, you know, Donkey Kong,
Donkey Kong is so fucking hard.
but it's like Pac-Man, Donkey Kong, there's a few others that are, like, you know, pole position that people kind of remember, but Dig Dug and Mr. Do, like, those are the kind of, like, forgotten classics. Like, when you show them to somebody, you're like, oh, shit, yeah, I forgot about that.
I like Mr. Do. I mean, I'm good at Dig Dug, but
I remember Mr. Do was your game.
it was, and it still is.
Like, outside of, like, a fighting game, like, when Street Fighter came out, I mean, that became your jam, but, like, you were a Mr. Do guy. You searched out Mr. Do when you go to the arcade.
If you could find it, it was hard to find.
It was hard to find.
But yeah, they had one there.
That and Dig Dug was another one you would gravitate towards.
I
I
thought about asking how much they wanted for it.
Yeah.
Because I just like Dig Dug. Mr. Do.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so I played that. I like Mr. Do over Dig Dug because you can actually shoot the ball.
Yeah.
And, like, it's a little bit more involved than Dig Dug versus, like, you have to get the extra signs to get the extra ball, extra guy,
Yeah.
And, like, you can move the apples, like, you can push the apples onto the guys versus just going under a rock and letting it fall.
Yeah.
So there was a little bit more to the game than just Dig Dug.
Right.
So, anyway, yeah, so I played that. Centipede. This place has over 400 or 500 games.
Yeah.
I did play Street Fighter 2, and I beat it. They had a Mortal game, but I didn't play it. Wasn't in the mood. I think that was it. Mostly pinball.
Yeah.
You know.
With Street Fighter,
Time Pilot.
Yeah, we talked about Street Fighter a couple weeks ago, but like playing it, and you said you beat it. Is that just like muscle memory at this point? Like okay, I'm going to take this guy, and I know, like, just out of muscle memory, you just remember the
when
moves.
I first played Street Fighter 2, I'd play with Blanca and all those guys.
Yeah.
But, like, the whole muscle memory comes into the Ken and Ryu.
Yeah.
Like, I know.
Yeah, you use them so much.
Yeah, and I know the uppercut. And,
yeah.
Yeah, I can sit there and uppercut across the board. But, you know, that's what I like.
Right.
I just wanted to play. I wasn't in the mood to experiment and try to remember their
right.
moves or the Dalsim Noogie. I didn't want to get into all that.
Right, but like Ken and Ryu, like that, the combinations are just like at this point.
Yeah.
Like you could do that in your sleep at any time.
Yeah, Dragon Kick, Fireball, uppercut.
Yeah.
That was the basics.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did play that, and I also beat Contra on one guy. That's muscle memory.
Yeah.
That's all muscle memory.
Right.
And I can't even believe I remember.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird? Like, I'm playing the game.
Right.
And I know where to go, when to drop down, where the guns are.
Yeah.
What guns I need for certain parts.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's all muscle memory.
Yeah.
Like, bending down, and then, like, a real quick turn the other way.
Right.
Because the guy's coming, and then a real quick turn the other way while a bullet's firing.
Right.
To take out yeah. And, like, when you get into the main boss, I call it the alien lair.
Yeah.
I know where the things are.
Yeah.
To beat the game.
Right.
So, yeah, that's all. It's weird. And even though I was playing it, I was like, I can't believe I'm doing this. Like,
yeah,
my hands are taking control.
Yeah, you were moving before you thought of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's weird.
Yeah.
Weird how that comes back. But, yeah, so Contra was fun. That was about it for game-wise.
Like, I often wonder, when I was a kid, now my mom doesn't play video games.
Oh, I played Journey, too. They had Journey.
Journey Escape?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Like, my mom doesn't play video games, but when I was a kid, she loved Miss Pac-Man. And she could play Miss Pac-Man. Like, you know, she was clearing boards like crazy. Like, we had the cartridge for the Commodore 64.
Yeah.
And, so I often wonder, like, with my mom, who probably hasn't picked up a controller in 30, 35 years. Like, if I put it, like, how well would she do at Miss Pac-Man today?
Yeah.
You know, because, I mean, she spent hours playing Ms. Pac-Man on a Commodore 64, and it was a true port from the arcade game, because it's 64-bit as compared to the 2-bit for the Atari 2600.
Yeah, it was much better.
Yeah. So, like, I often wonder, like, if I sat her down in front of a... Like, if I could get a Commodore 64 with that cartridge again, and I could have her play that, how well she would do today. Because, like, with her, like, how good is the muscle memory?
Yeah, with Miss Pac-Man, it's funny because they have, like, even myself, I was better at Miss Pac-Man than I was Pac-Man.
Yeah.
And I was better at Miss Pac-Man on speed level.
Yeah.
Much more so on just regular Miss Pac-Man.
Yeah.
But I can still do the pattern on the first 5 boards.
Yeah.
Like, I still remember the pattern.
Right.
But now, after that, it's out.
Right.
Like, I can't remember past 4 or 5. I just cannot
Right.
remember. Because there's patterns to it. I
It is. There are patterns, yes.
And once you learn the patterns, and you'd think that shit would go away, but it doesn't. I'm still the same way in Miss Pac-Man.
Right.
Could blow through the first 5 boards.
Yeah.
But after that, it's all like... not that it goes downhill. It's just I don't know the patterns anymore. So
Right.
it takes me longer to clear a board. You know what I mean?
Right.
And... but one thing when I used to play Dig Dug when I was younger, I played Dig Dug a lot. And one thing I do remember on Dig Dug, like this time, I used to just go for boards, like to see how far I could get.
Right.
But on this one, it was like, it was a stand-up arcade.
Right.
So I'm going for score. So, which is something I never really did in the past, but you break 2 rocks on Dig Dug, and then a fruit or vegetable appears.
Right.
Vegetable, I think, in Dig Dug.
Right.
And I figured that's how you get all your points.
Right.
It's not by blowing up the guys. You get up to those high-level vegetables,
Right.
and you start racking up points. I did get second on Dig Dug. But, yeah, it was cool. I think Doug played Cheyenne for a while. That's his favorite freaking video game. But, yeah, it was pretty cool. They have a lot of great arcade games there. And they have a lot of great... Like, they have the original Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
Like with the turtles.
Yeah.
And the boards with the PAL button.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's a fun game.
Yeah, it is. Like, people know... I mean...
It's built like Joust almost.
Yeah.
With the levels.
People, like, don't remember that game. It's Super Mario Brothers. Well, no, there was a Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
OG.
Yeah. And it was great.
Yeah.
So that was there. They had all the Marios, and then I mean they just have a shit ton of games, all the way to Pong.
Yeah.
To Space Invaders, Missile Commands they had one Missile Command with the original rollerball.
Yeah.
That's hard to find. Most of its buttons.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else? Punch Out. They had Punch Out. I did play Punch Out. Not Tyson's Punch Out.
No,
this was just Punch Out.
This was just
This is before
Punch Out.
Nintendo made this before.
Right, and this was like I remember. I mean, I would go up to Ciccinelli's Pizza and play Punch Out.
Yeah,
they had the stand-up Punch Out, and so that's where we would me and the boys would go up there. Get a couple dollars worth of quarters, and I mean, I was actually pretty good at Punch Out.
Yeah.
Because we played it all the fucking time.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I think I even beat it once.
Yeah.
Just from you learned everything from repetition. Like at the time, there was no internet to be like, okay, well, what do I have to do to beat,
Right.
This guy or that guy? It was like, okay, that's how you beat this guy. I see it now. Okay, it was trial and error back then.
Right.
And the best part was they kept feeding us quarters.
Yeah.
They would give us, and I didn't notice it, I was like, well, I just thought they were just nice guys. They'd give us free pizza. They're like, hey, you boys want some pizza? Yeah, sure. Well, it was a front for a drug business.
Nice.
Yeah, they were selling, weed and coke out of there. But it looked like a legitimate business if we hung around.
Right.
So they were like, yeah, you boys can play for free today. Go ahead.
Nice.
I'm like, wow, thank you, sir. Little did I know.
They're getting their money back anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was... So, yeah, it was cool. I mean, this place is I think you'd love it. But, it's huge.
Yeah.
I mean, it's it must have been a Zares at one time or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Maybe a little smaller than Zares, but, I mean,
Yeah.
it was... But the inside it's all video games.
Yeah.
And in the back, I mean, they have tournaments there and everything else, but in the back they have soda machines, and that's where they have all their tabletops.
Yeah.
The walls are covered in anywhere from a Triumph poster to
Yeah.
there's all these random shit from the 80s.
For those who don't know, a Zare would be the equivalent of a Target today.
Yeah.
Okay. So when we're talking about what the size of the building Ian was talking about, like
Not that big.
In the 70s and 80s, it was a large department store
Yeah.
that, it was kind of like a Target, or they ended up being bought by Ames, and, Ames eventually went out of business. They bought Hills as well.
Yeah, it was like a Hills.
Yeah, like a Hills, yeah.
But it's not as big as a Hills. It's probably like half the size of a
Right,
Hills.
yeah.
But the ceilings were,
High.
yeah, like 25, 30
Yeah.
feet high. But yeah, no, I wouldn't say it. Probably like 20 feet,
Right.
maybe more. But yeah, it's really cool because they have all these old record album covers and
Yeah.
old posters from the 80s, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's really decked out nice. And when it gets dark out, that it just glows.
Yeah.
You can hear all the sounds, and it's huge. I mean,
That's
I'm not
badass.
telling you, there's
Yeah.
over 400 games in this place.
Yeah.
So, but they did have some tabletops there too. But they had some really cool games like pinball and thunderball, and yeah,
Yeah.
some really, and the old games were cool, but they have some really old games,
Yeah.
like old pinball games.
Yeah.
Which
Like
I
from
didn't
the
really-
70s and 60s or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
Like when pinball was king.
maybe even earlier than that.
Yeah.
I mean, like first generation type
Yeah.
of shit. Which is cool to see.
Right.
They're just like Comet and Silver Ball. I mean, like there's a lot of those there's a lot of those pinball games that are just they're neat to look at and to listen to,
Right. But no fun to play.
but not really that fun to play.
Yeah.
I mean, they're okay, but they're basic. Not that a digital is that much better, but
the art of pinball has advanced.
so much. Yeah.
Like video games.
Yeah,
in a lot of ways.
exactly.
But like, you see, you went from something very, very basic in like the 50s
Yeah.
when pinball first came out, and like but now it's so far advanced with what they do with the ramps and the technology and everything else that you look back at that and you're like, it's like looking at an Atari 2600.
Right. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I appreciate the games, especially the art.
Yeah.
On,
They're beautiful artwork on the board, and up on the scoreboard, and on the, I guess what's the play floor.
yeah.
Yeah, shit like that. That
Just
was amazing
gorgeous.
artwork. Yeah.
But, it's not what I wanted to play.
Right.
I did want to play pinball, though, but that was 70s. Anyway. But I wanted to play some newer stuff, so
Yeah.
I got to do that. But it's always nice to see the old games that are still alive.
That's cool.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and they're being treated right.
Yeah.
They almost, some of those old pinball games, the old ones, almost look like Dixielands.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean? But what I'm saying, it's that
Yeah.
type of like,
Yeah.
it's that type of board.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was cool, man. And then they were selling a bunch of covers, cabinet. That's what I was trying to say earlier.
Yeah.
At the top of the cabinet, the squares.
Yeah.
They had a bunch of those for sale in the back. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they wanted like a pretty penny for it. And Doug was like, I ain't paying that. I can get that cheaper online. But he wanted to get the Cheyenne one. He
Yeah.
wanted like $85 for it.
That sucks.
But no, I think they wanted like $200 or $300 for that.
Yeah.
But they had some cool ones of those, and those ones are cool because you could put light behind them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a cool place, man. I'd kill for a tabletop Miss Pac-Man.
Oh yeah.
Kill for one of those. Not Donkey Kong.
I remember.
Pac-Man.
Yeah.
Miss Pac.
Ms. Pac-Man. I remember when I was in 6th grade, we went on some sort of odd field trip. Like we won some contest. And like the win took us to, we got a tour of Burger King. And a free meal.
Okay.
Like, the shittiest of contest wins.
Yeah.
And but it was the one in Olympia too, and they had a tabletop Ms. Pac-Man.
Oh no shit.
And I remember it was like the one time, like in 6th grade, I was like uber cool because I dominated everybody.
Oh really?
Because I played it all the time at home on the Commodore 64.
Yeah.
So like I was just crushing people at tabletop Ms. Pac-Man. They were just like, "How do you know all this?" I'm like, "I've got the game at home."
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. And the next day I was a fucking nerd and knew how to beat Ms. Pac-Man.
I think the Pizza Hut down in East End had a tabletop Pac-Man.
Yeah. The one in Olympia had a Galaga.
Oh really?
I remember that. I remember the Pizza Hut here in White Oak had a tabletop Galaga.
That's cool.
And it was like one of those things where like the greatness of Pizza Hut in the 80s. It was like tabletop Galaga, a jukebox.
Yeah, jukebox.
And like your personal pan pizzas and shit. Like I mean,
Yeah.
that was like the height of like haute cuisine. You're like, mwah, personal pan pizza. And I mean, like, you'd play Galaga, you put a buck in the jukebox, and I'd play some Journey and some Bob Seger, and I'd be like, this is living, my friends.
It was.
This is living.
I loved Pizza Hut.
Oh. Like, it was a rare occasion that, like something phenomenal had to have happened in my house for us to go to Pizza Hut. Like, it never happened. It was very rare. But when it did, like, it was like, drink it in, boys, drink it in,
And the pitchers.
Oh, yeah.
Used to get a pitcher of pop.
Yeah, pitcher of pop, Oh, it was the best.
Yeah, it was good. This Pizza Hut was great.
Those red plastic cups.
I have those.
Yeah.
Did you see those in my house?
I have seen them, yeah.
Yeah.
Those are the best.
I went to an estate sale.
Yeah.
And I got like 30 of them. I bought them all. I mean, like, those are the Pizza Hut glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a real weird estate sale, but I bought this.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I would have got them all too.
Yeah. I bought every single last one of them.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, so it was just a great time.
Good.
A lot of good games. Brings back memories, especially I went with Doug, so I mean, like.
Yeah. Good day out with Doug.
Yeah. Couldn't believe they had a Journey machine. Man, that's a rare. Rare cabinet.
I don't know why that is. You would think it would be more, because I mean it's Journey.
Yeah, I know, but it's just so weird.
It is.
It's a weird game, but
it's a very weird game.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like,
I used to play that where I used to live.
Yeah.
There used to be a 7-Eleven.
Oh, I remember. Yeah.
And there was a Journey machine.
Yeah. And that was like one of those oddball things. It was like that was one of the first times you saw something like branded like that.
Yeah.
Like it was always like it was like the first tie-in game, I guess, like you could say, like because Journey Escape, that was the album that came on, and the video game. You're like, oh shit, Journey's got a video game.
Yeah, see, that's the thing too. Is like a lot of, you can definitely see it on pinball too.
Yeah,
because they had all these fake pinball games.
Yeah.
Like, they had a Miami Vice pinball game, but it wasn't Miami Vice. They called it something else, like Orlando Thunder, or something weird.
Yeah.
Or like...
But it was clearly Miami Vice.
Or they'd have, like... They have a dude and a chick and an airplane, and they called it, like, something, I don't know, Flight of Thunder.
Yeah.
And it was a knockoff Tom Cruise, but it was Top Gun.
Yeah.
One of the cooler pinball games that I played back when I was young, that I haven't seen it in a long time, was Tomcat. It was Tomcat, like F-15 Tomcat or something like that.
Yeah.
It was a great pinball game.
F-14 Tomcat.
F-14, sorry.
Yeah. F-15 was the Strike Eagle.
Oh, sorry. I guess that's what the game was called. F-14.
Yeah. F-14's
Tomcat.
Tomcat.
But that was a great pinball.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, it was crazy. All those games you played.
Yeah.
I thought it was a cool market too. Because
Yeah.
it created jobs. There was guys that that was their sole business, was to market these games out.
Yeah.
And they just put them in. They you never know. Kmart always had a couple.
Yeah.
Zayre's had one.
Yeah.
Restaurants had one. Fast food chains had them.
Yeah.
It was so cool. You never knew. You always see. Remember the arcade up in Showcase East?
Oh yeah.
That was loaded
Yeah.
all the way across.
Yeah. I remember when I was engaged.
Oh, they had Altered Beasts too.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, anyway.
But when I was engaged to Renee, many moons ago, her father did that. Like, it was a side gig for him. It was like vending machines and like arcade games, and like he was talking about, like, you put the right game in the right spot, it's a moneymaker. You just got to figure out what goes where.
Right.
And I was like, that's cool. That's a cool side gig. Vending machines and arcade games.
Oh.
Like, I remember going down to like our basement one day, because I was like, how you went out of the house. I'm coming in through the basement, and she's got a fucking turtle machine. The four.
Oh yeah.
It's like, her dad like brought home a turtles machine that he had to fix.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I'm like sitting there like looking at it, and she's like, what? I'm like, is it playable?
Yeah.
Can we plug this in? She's
Yeah.
like, no, what's wrong with you? I want to play.
Asking for a friend.
Yeah. I want to play turtles. I don't want to go upstairs.
Oh, I would kill.
Yeah. Yeah, there's stuff like that. You go through her basement and you're like, you got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle machine downstairs?
It was funny.
Mr. Taylor, can you plug that in for me?
We were playing like Twilight. We were playing something, pinball game, and I looked over, and it was Elvira was on one side of me.
Yeah.
And that was kind of cool. It just, boobs out and everything. You know what I mean? It's Elvira.
God bless Cassandra Peterson.
I looked over, and I saw Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Pinball game. Now, so I'm looking at it, and I thought, this is a cool game. They really look good. Like...
Yeah.
I'm trying to bring up an image. And, they really look good and pretty impressive, the way the turtles looked.
Yeah.
And then you get to April, and she just had these gigantic tits that it was so like
distracting and
it wasn't
unnatural.
just distracting. Of course it was unnatural, but it was just so like, I guess, of the time. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm like, complete like.
Yeah.
Like that shit you couldn't get rid of. You couldn't do that today. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. I mean, that was like, she went from being April O'Neil to Rogue from the X-Men.
Yes, I'm trying to find a picture of it. Like a good picture. You have to see this picture. And I was just like absolutely shocked.
Yeah. It was just like you said, like the boobs were bigger on the women and the chests were bigger on the men.
It was
like ridiculous.
It was. I just couldn't. Yeah, it was just so like. I just couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
Here, I'll show you. This isn't a very good picture, but it's the only one I got here. See if I can blow it up. No, not that one. You got to see this picture.
Oh, I can't wait. Oh, I can see him from here. Oh. Oh yeah, that's like
the artwork is horrible.
it is.
Look at her face; it's so bad.
Yeah.
The turtles are great,
Yeah,
but the human
yeah,
looks absolutely horrendous. Her face looks like, I don't know, it's just pasted on there.
yeah. Oh, it's
But the body, it's just like,
yeah.
April never.
Here's these gigantic round boobs we're just gonna put on her.
Oh, it's sickening. Even the foot guy looks good.
Yeah, like everybody else looks good, but
The turtles
her.
look amazing.
Yeah,
And then you have April. I'm like, child, please. That's like so bad.
yeah.
But anyway, so
Yeah, it had to have been like late '80s, early '90s when like that was like such the style. Like,
I guess.
every woman had like these gigantic tits in animation and
Yeah. Well, here it is. There it is. There's a clear shot of it,
oh
and you can blow it up as needed.
there's no need to blow that. Oh my!
Look at her face.
I mean, the
it's
best.
horrible.
I mean, the jumpsuit's even unzipped.
Yeah.
Which is the best part.
Yes,
like,
exactly.
Like April O'Neil,
Here, kids.
cub reporter for a local news station. Here she is with her tits damn near flopping out.
Yeah.
No wonder Shredder's taking her away. He's,
Mommy, I want to play Teenage No.
no. Yeah,
It's like, where did you have that in, like, adult bookstore?
yeah.
Like, I mean, like, that's horrible.
Like I wonder when this came
That's
out.
more risque than, like, freaking the Playboy machine.
Yeah. I wonder what year that came out. I'm just curious.
I can find that out there.
Yeah. But yeah, that's amazing.
It's a 1991 pinball
There
machine.
you go. That's it right there. That was, I mean,
It's a Data East machine.
yeah. I mean, like every comic book woman in at that time.
Like,
period.
her head is bigger than her torso.
Yeah, like even like dudes though. Like I'm not defend like I'm not gonna defend like every chick had like ginormous tits in comic books back then and stuff like that. But like even dudes like Batman in like those comic books back then was like he looked like he was like 320 pounds.
Yeah.
Like just this massive chest. You're just like this dude's. No, this makes no fucking sense.
But the turtles look great.
Oh, they look phenomenal. Yeah.
Splinter looks good.
Like, whoever the artist
Like
was.
Splinter in the background?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Like, everybody else looks like fucking phenomenal, except for April.
Yeah, it's like all the other characters were drawn by one artist.
Yeah.
And then they got some kid to draw April.
Yeah. Can I put big boobies on her? Sure thing, kid. Do what you want.
It's just
Go
her
nuts.
Head, her head is awful.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. It was so funny.
That's hysterical.
Looking at that thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is a kid's, like,
Yeah.
it's a kid's thing. Get out of here. What the? I don't even know where I went.
Anyway.
Yeah, so it was, it was crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway. So I watched House of Dragons.
So did
The
I.
first episode.
Okay.
Loved Matt Smith.
He is phenomenal. Did not need to see his ass, but he is phenomenal.
Yeah, that's part
Yeah,
of it.
I mean, it's part of it. I understand that, but it's just like I didn't need to see Doctor Who's bum.
Yeah,
He looks jacked though.
he does.
Like he looks like he has been like
Yeah.
like. And here's the thing. Like this is the thing I have to go by. I know him as Doctor Who. That's what I
Right.
know him from. And he was this wiry little guy. So like in this, he is like jacked.
I know.
And I'm like, that is not the same guy that used to say, wibbly wobbly timey wimey.
Yeah. He's wicked.
Oh yeah, he's phenomenal.
I agree.
I expected nothing less. As weird as that, I expected nothing less from. 'Cause everything else he's done, he's been good.
Yeah.
It's just some of the things he's been in have been total shit, like a Terminator movie,
Yeah.
Morbius. You know, I mean, like
He was good at Morbius.
he was good in Morbius. The movie was just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you know, that Terminator movie was, you know,
Yeah.
I expected so much more from his character, and I got nothing.
Yeah, well, you got it in House of Dragons because
Yeah.
he's like the man.
Oh,
I-
fantastic!
Yeah, I love him. He's
Yeah.
the ultimate bad guy. Totally into it.
Yeah,
So I did like it.
yeah,
I thought it was pretty good. It was it was character development. I understand that. I want to know who that knight was that kicked ass. Like,
yeah. It's kind of weird. Like, I mean, you know, you're trying to learn who the people are outside of the Targaryens because they're really and they're the push of the show. But you know, there are other people.
Yeah,
You know, the other houses are around.
sure.
You know,
And they were kind of bringing that all together within
A
the
little,
tournament.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Well, some of them.
right?
You know. So I dug that.
I gotta ask because when we initially talked about this, you were dead set. Fuck Game of Thrones.
They put it on at home.
That was just it. You just happened to be in the room when they.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I ended up watching it, and I was like, okay,
Okay.
I can get into this. And then I saw the dragon, and I was like, wow, I can really get into this. If it's going to be there's going to be a lot of dragons, and I'm kind of on board. I like that. I like how Matt Smith had his own.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that was badass.
Like there are 10 dragons and there are 10 dragon riders,
Yeah.
and so each person is bonded to a specific dragon,
Right.
Which I like.
Yeah, yeah. And so yeah, I was into that. I'm not too into the Laura Ingalls Wilder kid.
Yeah.
That's what she looks like. She looks
Yeah.
like a young.
Yeah.
I don't know how that's gonna stand up. You know, it's funny, and then the dad of the king's right hand,
The hand of the king. Yeah. The
hand of the king.
Yeah.
And he was like pimping his daughter out to the king. I was like,
Yeah.
damn, dude, that's fucking low.
Yeah. That's some bullshit.
And everybody was
right
talking
there.
like, oh, he's like a matriarch.
Yeah.
He's a prince upon princes. You know,
Yeah.
he's like God. And he's like, put on your best dress.
Yeah. From one of your mother's dresses.
Go fancy up.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Get them tits out.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
what you need.
Oh,
It's just
yeah.
like, oh man. So, yeah, but I think the good guy in this scenario is going to be that knight,
Yeah.
whatever he was doing.
There was some. There was some interesting things. Like it's tough because like it's the first episode, and I'm kind of trying to figure out who's who. And since it's Game of Thrones, you know, it's like, well, who has what? Like what are their aspirations? Like what are they trying to achieve?
Yeah.
Like what level of power are they trying to get to? And like because you know that's the bullshit of Game of Thrones is like as cool as like the fight scenes are and you know dragons and all this other shit. At its heart, it's a political show.
Oh yeah, I realize.
And so what are the medications that are taking place behind the scenes and you know all this other horse shit.
I liked it. I liked when they were like, when she torched her mother and baby.
Oh.
When she said the words, and the
Yeah.
dragon was like, all right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, the dragon comes down from the hill.
Yeah, I like how they move. And,
Yeah.
Yeah. Dragons are good.
Oh, yeah, they look very good.
So yeah, we'll see. It's interesting by any means.
Yeah. Yeah, I enjoyed the heck out of it. I really liked Matt Smith. You're right, like the princess. I was kind of,
It was she was kind of underwhelming.
yeah,
It wasn't like not Cersei, but
Danny's.
yeah, or even Winterfell.
Like
Redhead.
Sansa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't like that. It was just kind of like, who's this kid?
Yeah.
Who's this kid that fell off the truck?
Yeah.
You know, all these. I don't know. So I'm not going to be too judgmental on the kid.
Right. But it's like this weird thing.
But she's evil.
Yeah. Yeah. They all are, apparently, you know.
Yeah.
But, like, it's like this weird thing of like, the one thing I thought of was, like, and I get it, like, you're like, well, man, things are rough. Like, you know, King just lost his wife and, you know, baby boy. He can remarry.
Yeah.
Like, he still has time to make an heir. Like, I get, like, apparently there's something wrong with him. I'm gonna guess he's got grayscale.
Really?
Yeah, like I think, like they were talking, like they showed that moment, like they were like looking at that thing on his back, that like pussy thing.
Yeah.
They're like, I just got cut on the throne. Like, no, I think you might have grayscale, my friend. You know, I'm just taking a guess.
Yeah.
But like, so clearly there's something wrong with the king. But like, it's like I'm thinking to myself, like, why is it like just like, hey, you're still fertile. You know, you still have time. You can get married and knock somebody else up.
Yeah.
You know, let's start lining up suitors now.
Yeah. Well, what's his name was doing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what the hand was doing. He's like, yeah, hey, go make yourself available. You know, gussy yourself up.
Yeah. I just want to see who the good guy in this scenario is. The one that's going to kind of like shine through and
Get his head cut off at the end of season 1.
Yeah. Pretty much. But I want to see that. I mean, like, I want to see who this person is. You know.
There were nice little Easter eggs though, like that moment where like near the end where like all the lords were showing fertility to the king and the new heir and the princess. Like, you know, Rickton Stark was there.
Yeah.
Like he announced that Rickton Stark, and like, you know, he was one of the, like, you know, I can't remember exactly, but I remember like them talking about him in the original show.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Rickton Stark did this. You know, he did this for Winterfell or whatever. And I was like, oh fuck, Rickton Stark, I remember him.
Yeah.
That name's familiar.
Yeah.
You know, so there was like little things like that, and there were like little things like there was like one of the knights was from the Bolton house, like he had the flayed man on his shield. So that was kind of like a, okay, you know, I remember that.
Fucking
you know,
Boltons.
yeah, fuck them. But like it was like shit like that was like kind of, it was neat. From like I understand it's a prequel, but it was kind of like these neat little Easter eggs here and there to kind of like remind you that this is the world that you're in.
Yeah.
Like even like the opening scene took place at Hartnell, which, you know, that was supposed to be like the massive candle castle that was half melted by a dragon, you know. But at this time, it's not yet.
Yeah.
You know, so that was kind of a cool thing. Like there were like little things here and there where I'm just like, oh, okay, yeah, you know, oh, Dragonstone, yeah, that's where Danny's was born. You know, there was all these little things that I'm just kind of like piecing together in my head as they're saying them, where it's coming up or you're seeing it.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like nice. It was like, okay, yeah, this is the world that I'm in. You know, they haven't forgotten that. They're not trying to reimagine it in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, it's...
Yeah, it is what it is. Yeah.
So, yeah, I liked it. That was pretty good.
Yeah. I enjoyed it.
Finally on season 3 of Orville.
Oh, you're in for a joyride. That ending of season 2, though. Holy shit.
Yeah.
That was badass.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, that's bad. That's some good shit.
That's movie level shit right there.
Yeah. Yeah, now I'm on the episode, and I haven't gotten through it. Is the one where the pilot gets trapped for 10 years.
Oh, that's such a great episode.
Yeah, I'm like halfway through it. I'm to the point where it's like I can't leave.
That episode.
And he married what's her name?
Fucking
I thought
good.
the whole cell phone thing with him was great.
Yeah.
Where he just fell in love with her.
Yeah. Oh.
The whole singing thing. It was
Yeah.
all good. Man,
Yeah.
I just can't believe how good he did that show.
I know.
Like,
Yeah.
there's some serious writing going on here.
Right.
You know what I mean? This isn't like low level shit.
No.
So yeah, and that, oh my god, that fucking episode with where they did the sex change.
Oh yeah.
And Bortus crying and shit.
That was And it was handled so fucking well.
Yeah.
So well. Like it wasn't heavy-handed. It was very even-handed how they handled the material. Like, it's amazing how well this show actually is. Like, it's dumbfounding.
Yeah. I was so impressed by it.
Yeah.
I was like, man, that's rough. I was like, is he really crying? And, like, the guy's acting. I mean, like, underneath, very well.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And he's like, I love you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Your dad hit the bricks, but
Yeah.
this dad's staying and he loves you. And
Cleaton may be gone. Old Daddy Boris is sticking around.
yeah, but I mean, like, he's always on her side.
Yeah.
You know? It's really good.
It is. It's extraordinarily well done.
Yeah, so, like that. Yeah, it's all good. That part with, that one thing was actually kind of terrifying. That one episode where the doctor's friend came on,
Oh, yeah.
and then those things started
Yeah.
multiplying.
Yeah.
I thought that was a little weird that there was like, all right, let's just go. No suits. I thought that was weird.
Yeah, so did I.
But then they went back in suits.
Yeah.
But that whole transformation and what they transformed into,
Yeah.
that was kind of frightening. I thought the engineer was going to bite it.
Yeah.
I thought he was done.
Yeah.
You know? But I liked that whole
But
thing.
even the first episode of the season with Isaac and the suicide,
Yeah.
that was so well handled
Yeah.
and so well done.
Yeah,
Like, I was just like right off the bat, I'm like, holy shit.
yeah.
This is where we're going? You know, I mean that's a serious subject matter.
Yeah.
You know, and like it was so well done and like you know the new character, the other pilot, the woman,
Yeah.
who's clearly anti.
Yeah.
What do they do? Who is that? The Darby?
No, Sabine.
Sabine, be good. Respect the podcast. Like her character is fantastic.
Yeah.
And like she's gonna go through a journey. You're gonna enjoy it. But just telling you. But yeah, that show is extraordinarily. Like season 3 was so fun. I'm praying they get a season 4 because it's so well done.
I just really like the pilot.
Yeah.
Like, he's so good.
And like he started off as like this complete and total goof.
Yeah.
Like he was the comic relief character. He still kind of is, but they kind of evolved him
Yeah.
a lot. You know.
Yeah. I just like the character.
Yeah.
More than the engineer, more than most anybody on there.
Yeah.
Even more than Cap.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of focus in on him because although I do like what's his name, the robot,
Isaac.
Isaac.
Yeah.
I like him.
Yeah.
I like his arc.
Yeah. He's very interesting. There's a lot of interesting arcs on that show.
Yeah.
And like I like that. I mean, and the thing that's amazing about it is it's like it would be easy for Seth MacFarlane to make it like he's the Captain Kirk.
Yeah.
You know, make it about him, and it's really not. Like he's a main character. He's the main character, but he's not
Yeah.
the
I think
focal character.
Yeah, I
like
think the deepest we ever got into his focal point was like there was a couple episodes that was kind of revolved around him. One was the one where Rob Lowe came on.
Yeah.
He was kind of the main focus
Right.
there. And then the other one, the main focus, of course, is when he found out he had a daughter.
Yeah.
And I thought that was like really good acting.
That was a phenomenal episode. I mean, like, there's not a bad episode in episode 3 at all.
Yeah.
Or season 3 at all. Like, it's really amazing how good they did.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's just good.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, anyway, I'm getting there.
Yeah. I've watched the first 2 episodes of She-Hulk.
Oh, I watched She-Hulk as well.
Did you?
Yeah, I watched the first one.
Okay.
I kind of liked it, but I didn't mind it.
I liked it. Like, I enjoyed myself.
There was a lot of laughing going on with Smart Hulk.
Yeah.
that I quite enjoyed.
Yeah. Like, I mean,
It was good to see Hulk on screen again,
Yeah.
even though
But-
I don't really like that Hulk.
But I also.
But I do like him.
Yeah, I like Ruffalo,
Mm-hmm.
and and you say to yourself, like, well, we kind of trashed Kiki Watala for, for the Thor movies and making them too jokey, but I feel like with this show, they're trying to do something different,
Yeah.
And so I can appreciate the jokiness a little bit more. But I didn't feel like it was like it took away from the smart Hulk character. I feel like they already established that he has this level of a sense of humor already.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
That was established pretty much at the diner scene.
yeah. So I mean, like it's like a
Hulk out.
yeah. So like I mean, I didn't feel like it took away from the Hulk character at all. And I can see in episode 2.
I didn't.
Yeah, I'm not going to ruin it for you, but I mean, they kind of expand on it just a little bit, but you're wondering what you're going to be wondering, like, what the fuck's going on here? But it's episode 1, like like episode 2 feels more like an episode of Ally McBeal
Yeah.
with Marvel characters, where episode 1 felt like, okay, well, this is a pilot episode, this is the origin episode,
Yeah.
and now here we go.
Yeah, I get it, and I felt like it was going to go that way anyway.
Right.
But I appreciated the fighting and stuff like that in the first one. And yeah, I thought that was pretty.
Yeah.
Not the board. But I mean, like I like that.
And I just did you catch the stinger at the end of the episode?
Of what?
So it's they're
At the
at
end of episode 1.
in episode 1, yeah. Did you watch through the
I
credits?
did, but I can't remember what I watched.
Okay, it's like she's asking about Steve Rogers and losing his virginity.
Yes, yeah.
And he's like, yeah, he lost his virginity to one of the showgirls on the USO tour in 1943. And she's like, Steve Rogers, Fox.
Yeah.
You know.
She, I like her as an actress.
Yeah.
She's phenomenal.
Right. Yeah, because she was in Orphan Black, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah.
they definitely have. Are you getting that? All right. They definitely have a good actress in place.
Yeah.
It's all on script and writing now.
Yeah.
I mean, she's got fucking acting chops.
Yeah.
I mean, she
Yeah.
can do anything. So now it's just on script. And I did watch the first 2 episodes of Miss Marvel.
Okay.
I liked it.
Like, it wasn't bad. Like I watched the entire series and it wasn't bad.
Yeah, I really liked the first episode. Like I really enjoyed it. Like I don't know. I just kind of I like the culture. So what I'm saying is like I like the writing of the culture.
Right.
Like the mom, you're not going out like that.
Right.
Not my daughter. You know.
Right.
And I get that from cultural standpoints. You know what I mean? Like it was really cool. Like even the shopping scene when she went shopping with her.
Yeah.
I mean all that stuff. I mean I thought that was really cool. So I'm excited to see. Excited to see, what goes on next. I probably won't binge it. I'll wait for everybody else, but
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to watch Thrones tomorrow for sure, and we'll probably watch one episode of She-Hulk
Yeah.
or whatever's next.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
episode 2 of She-Hulk's out now.
Yeah, and they like it because my daughter was a huge Orphan Black fan.
Yeah. That's why that's their draw is the actress.
Correct. Like it's one of her favorite actresses.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Pretty cool anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed the show. I think I enjoyed it a little bit more than I did Miss Marvel. But I think the reason I'm enjoying it a little bit more is I have a little bit more of a tie-in with the character. Like, the first episode I'm getting Banner. The second episode I'm getting a character. Okay, I know who this character is. I know what his back history is. So I know what's going on. So like there's a little bit of that like ties in a little bit more. Where with Miss Marvel, I didn't get that tie-in. Like the tie-in was there in the fact that the universe exists. They talk about it extensively.
Yeah.
But none of the characters show up.
Right.
Whereas with this, I'm getting a more interaction with the characters I already know, which helps me introduce me to a character. Like, I know She-Hulk well enough that like I didn't need. Like, I didn't know anything about Miss Marvel at all. Okay. Like, all I knew is like the absolute basics, the minimum.
Right.
Where with She-Hulk, I've at least read like Avengers comic books with She-Hulk, and the character goes back a long way, and so I'm familiar enough with the character that like I know more about her than.
One thing I didn't know is like I didn't know she broke the fourth wall.
I knew that in her comic books, yeah.
Right. So
I don't think she does it in the Avengers. I don't recall that, but I know like in her book she does regularly.
Yeah. Well, she did it in the
Yeah,
show.
in the show, yeah.
So I thought that was kind of neat.
Yeah.
So I like Bruce though. I do. I mean, I like Hulk. So I like Ruffalo.
Yeah.
And so just hearing him speak's cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, damn. It was good seeing Hulk again.
And it's good to see, like, you knew he was still going to be involved because he shows up at the end of Shang-Chi. So you knew, like, there was some sort of connection to him still being part of the superhero universe. So it was like, but it was nice to see him back for a full half hour.
I like how the arms healed, too. We don't have to go down that wormhole.
Yeah.
I just don't want to see him in that fucked up arm for the rest of the Hulk to his natural.
So.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, I think.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah, that's about it for me. I'm trying to think. I've been watching Rick and Morty.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Kind of getting ready for the new season.
Uh-huh.
Kind of refreshing myself with... Because, like, they'll do callbacks all the way to season 1. And you're like, what the fuck did I miss there? How was that joke funny? Oh, shit, yeah. So I kind of, like... I've been binging Rick and Morty, getting ready for the new season. So that's it there. I don't think I watched anything else. So also, I saw this. Apparently, the guy who directed WandaVision was supposed to direct Star Trek 4.
Okay.
Well, he's no longer attached to Star Trek 4 because he's now attached to the Fantastic Four.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Which, like, makes me happy and bums me out at the exact same time.
Yeah.
Because, like, here's another roadblock to the next Chris Pine Star Trek movie.
Right.
Like, fuck, can we just get somebody to get this done?
Right.
But also, like, I'm happy because this guy who did a fantastic job with WandaVision is attached to the Fantastic Four. And I want that movie to be good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you think we'll ever actually see a Chris Pine and that cast get a fourth movie?
Might see him as Reed Richards. I don't know. I don't know the answer.
That would be interesting casting.
Mm-hmm. He's old enough.
Yeah, he is.
And he's young enough.
Right.
That makes sense?
Yeah, and I don't see him being called back to DC to be, you know what I mean? Like, what's his name anymore?
Be good Reed Richards.
I like that a lot.
Because he's got the chops to be a leader.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. So, hopefully,
Yeah.
that director will bring him into the fore.
That'd be nice. I like that idea a lot.
It'll never happen, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
Oh, you never know. But at the same time, though,
I know people have thought about who they want for Richards and everything like that.
yeah.
But, I mean, the guy can act. He could definitely carry himself in a role.
Oh, Chris Pine
Yeah.
is a phenomenal actor. Yeah.
I mean, he's phenomenal.
Yeah.
So, just put him in the part. Gray him out a little bit.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
I mean, he's... I'm not saying he has the look, but he has the age. He's just at that right age.
Right.
We're not talking young, like...
Yeah.
Even Reed Richards was older than Sue and John. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
he was an older guy.
Yeah.
Not, like, crazy older, but...
Yeah, Reed was in his 30s or 40s,
Yeah.
and Sue was in her late 20s, early 30s.
Right.
Yeah.
He fits the bill. I think
Yeah.
he'll be fun. Be good Richards.
I was gonna start banging the drum for Matt Bomer, but man, Chris Pine, that'd be tough to. That's a tough one.
Well, it'll finally... And there's been rumors that he's been in Marvel Studios.
I have heard
Talks.
those rumors. Yeah,
I
I've
don't
seen
think
this.
he's filmed anything, but there's been
Right.
talks.
Yeah.
But what part he'll play, I don't know. Hopefully they don't waste him.
Yeah.
DC wasted him, I feel. I mean, he was good, don't get me wrong.
Right.
There's only so much of that story you can tell.
Well, only so much of that character you can use.
Right.
He's only good for one, maybe two movies the way they did it. But like to me, it's like, man, he should have been Hal Jordan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that, he would have been the perfect Hal Jordan.
Yeah. Agreed. I agree with
But now you can't use him. But Marvel can, and Marvel can make him Reed Richards.
you. Yeah.
That'd be fantastic.
And that'd be good for him.
Right, well, I think it'd be good. It'll be good for him. You're right, but I think it's good for the franchise too.
Oh, yeah.
Like you get a guy that you can count on.
Yeah, you need someone. You need a face.
Yeah. Like, I can bind drum for Matt Bomer all I want. I think it'd be a fantastic Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah.
But he's not a box office draw.
Right.
Now, Marvel's made hay with guys who aren't box office draws. But at the same time, I just think, like, for a Fantastic Four movie and the history that the Fantastic Four has, you need a guy that you can say, hey, look who we got.
Yeah. Yeah, and exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing you're overcoming is that history
Right.
that the Fantastic Four has. And that's a hard thing to overcome, so you need that face. We got a Chris. We got another Chris.
Yeah.
We got Helmsworth, we had Evans, now we got Pine.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we got Chris Pratt. They have all the Chris's.
Yeah, right. All the Chris.
They have all the Chris's.
Chris Pratt.
Yeah, Pratt, Pine, Evans. We got them all. Helmsworth, we got them all. Like fucking Pokemon, we gotta collect them all.
Yeah, I think it'd be good.
Yeah.
We'll see.
But getting back to my original question that you dodged, do you think we're ever going to see a fourth movie with that Star Trek cast, or is Paramount going to reach a point where they're going to have to say, okay, we just need to shit can all this and start over somehow?
I think they'll probably just shit can it. I don't see them putting together another movie. The more, just say they do cast Pine for the Reed Richards part.
Right.
He's going to be tied up for the next 10 years.
Right. No, I agree with you, but it's like an odd. It's just that thing of like what drives me nuts is I want to see more from that cast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But at the same time, I'm also at a point where I'm like, okay, let's just rebrand this. Like, do it, you know. Like, I think we've shown that you can do Star Trek, at least from a television standpoint, without having the Enterprise involved.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need Kirk and Spock. You don't need Picard and Data. You know, you can do a Star Trek show like Discovery or like Strange New World or even Lower Decks.
Yeah.
And you can do a Star Trek show or without those characters. However, like, so from a movie standpoint, how do you do that? How do you brand that? Like, is it like, you know, Star Trek Constellation? That's the name of the ship, and now you're introducing a whole new ship and crew to us.
Right.
You know.
Who knows?
Yeah, I know. But it's a weird thing of.
I
like,
want to see that crew too.
Right, but like you're gonna reach a point where like, I don't think you can just reboot the original crew.
I don't
again.
want to see it again.
Right, and I don't want to see them try to reboot the Next Generation or something.
Oh
Yeah,
God.
could you imagine that? I mean, you know, trying to, you know, getting a whole new Jean-Luc Picard.
Yeah, that's dumb.
Right. So like, I don't want to see that rebooted. I don't want to see the original series rebooted. But I want to see something start from Star Trek on a movie screen. I want that epic adventure
Yeah.
that Star Trek can give
Agreed.
on a movie screen. And I feel like the TV shows have shown that you can do it.
Oh, definitely with Strange New Worlds.
Yeah. So it's just an odd situation of like, so how do we go about it?
Yeah.
You know, what timeline do we set in the Calvin timeline? Like you make the movies all in that J.J. Abrams timeline,
Right.
or do you do it in the original timeline and say, okay, this is taking place during the Next Generation series, you know, this time period, and we set it in that, and then we go from there.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's
I would like to see a Star Trek movie too,
yeah,
but I just don't think right now. I mean, I think they want to as well.
well, Paramount definitely wants to.
I mean, they're putting a lot of money in Star Trek stuff. Lower Decks. I mean, all
Right.
of these shows. They're really good shows.
Yeah, and I mean, the thing is, they have this viable franchise that they've just now figured out how to make money. It
Right.
seems like, you know,
Right.
and like, so it's like, okay, but the biggest moneymaker would be a motion picture.
Right.
You know, it's great having these streaming service shows. It's great doing the things that we're doing at this level, but we need something on a higher level.
Yeah.
You know, something that's epic, something that's
Right. And
You know.
with that recipe that they have for this,
You're right.
what they're doing now
right,
is a really good recipe. I feel.
right.
We'll see. Like I said, I mean, I hope they do, but
Yeah.
I don't think you're going to see that cast.
I got a feeling that
I don't think you're going to be able to get these characters
no,
back.
I don't think you're gonna be able to get the actors back. No.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like
you're reaching a point where it's like you're reaching a point where it's like, how do you get these guys to commit?
right.
Like, you know,
These are high level actors.
right. You need a director to commit. I mean,
Yeah.
this is like your third director.
Yeah.
Fourth if you count Tarantino and what he wanted to do with whatever the fuck that was.
Yeah.
And now you've got these, you know, these actors who a lot of them are in high demand.
Yeah.
You know, Pine, the guy who plays Scotty, you know, John Cho, he's an in-demand guy now. So I mean, there's a lot of these actors have gotten to a point where it's like, man, it's gonna be hard to nail them down to get them together for another movie.
Yeah. I mean,
So
yeah, and I don't know if that's possible. I don't
Yeah.
have to be able to do it. I think think that window's closed.
I think so
very
too.
close to being shut.
Yeah, I think so too. Unfortunately,
They've fucked around too much with it.
yeah,
In a sense, it's good because they focused in on the serious stuff.
right.
But in the bad, they've kind of
Wasted an opportunity.
left the movie adrift.
Yeah, like how long has it been since Star Trek Beyond came out?
I don't know.
Let me look that up here. There it is. That came out in 2016, so it's been 6 years.
Yeah, that's a long time.
It is. It's a very long time in like franchise years to like go without a movie.
Right. And it's almost like,
And so you figure by the time it comes out, like even if you were to start production today,
yeah,
you're
looking
talking
at
2 more years.
8 to 10 years.
Yeah, you'd
I
be
mean,
looking, yeah,
blank,
yeah,
yeah.
since the last movie came out. So, I mean, yeah. All right, so let's move on to another franchise that is quote unquote coming to an end,
Okay.
and that is the Halloween franchise with Halloween Ends coming out
Yeah.
in October. It was announced this week. I don't know if you caught this or not, but it was announced this week that just like last year's movie, this year they are releasing it both in movie theaters and on Peacock for free.
Oh, cool.
So last year it made sense with the pandemic, like the way the world was at the time. This year I'm kind of questioning it. I'm a little shocked by it. Same day, free on streaming, or you can go to a movie theater.
Yeah.
Does that surprise you, and how are you going to watch it?
I don't know. I'll probably watch it at home.
Yeah.
Probably. There's always the worrisome question, maybe it's not that good.
Yeah.
But they are releasing it in theaters as well.
Right.
So I think you're going to get some movie goers just for the nostalgia reasons.
Right.
But I'll probably watch it at home.
Okay.
Big enough screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to watch it at home, but like I just apparently it did very well on Peacock.
Yeah.
Like apparently, like it did extraordinarily well with its streaming numbers. That they feel confident this is a good strategy. I'm thinking, but the world was different last year. Whereas I would think, especially with like it being the quote unquote end of the franchise, so to speak, like why wouldn't you want to cash in? Because if you didn't give me the option, then I would probably go see it in the theater because I'm that invested in this trilogy.
Yeah.
And I don't want to wait. Like, this is one of those rare occasions where, like, I would probably pay to go see this in the theater.
Yeah.
Because I want to see how it ends. But now you're giving me the option, and with that option, I'm going to stay at home.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to spend the money.
Right.
But if it was the only option I had to see it as soon as possible, I probably would.
Right.
So it's like you lost $20 in revenue.
Yeah.
But at least in my case, with I can't go see it without Nancy.
Right.
So it's like I wonder like it, and it's that odd. Jeez, it just becomes that odd thing of like okay, great. Let's say 3 million people watch it on streaming. What does that number translate to in dollars?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing I kind of question. Like, the WWE releases their, what they now call premium live events. That's on Peacock.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even think they release them on pay-per-view anymore.
Right.
It's just, you just watch it on Peacock. And so, like if you're getting 1 million people or 2 million people to watch it on Peacock, what's that revenue to you?
Right.
Like I always wondered that. Like how is that translating to dollars and cents for you as a company?
Right.
As compared to forcing me to spend $50 to watch a live event. Because now I don't have to spend $50 as part of my Peacock subscription.
Right.
You know. So, like, I think I just wonder. I still think I wonder because like it's like, is it a smart move or because like other like HBO Max and like they have the 45-day rule,
right?
Which again is surprising that Universal's not being held to that standard with this movie, that you can't put it on streaming for 45 days. Like that was supposed to be like the end of that. You know, streaming same day.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I don't know. I don't know why.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a very odd. Let's find out cables.
You'll learn.
You'll learn. Yeah.
Cat from Christmas Story.
Yeah. So yeah, I wonder like. I wonder like how much are they counting on making in the theater then? Because like if you only make like $10 million in the theater, but yet you say like, well, okay, based upon streaming, we would have made X amount.
Right.
Yeah, it's just this odd thing. I don't know. I know. Apparently, it was a huge success last year. It worked for them, but it was a different world last year at that time.
Right.
So that's kind of weirdly where I'm at with that. I think that's it. I think that's all I got.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a slow news week. Anything you'd like to add? Well, okay. Well, Thad said something I thought was of interest. Where did that go? Here's his email. Okay. He said, in Thad's email this week, he said, boy, the Steelers are hurting for a quarterback. There is no one on the roster that is standing out right now. We got a journeyman guy from the Bears, the scared little girl who gets attacked with helmets, and some guy from Pitt. What a shit show. Well, okay. So, you haven't had a chance to watch any preseason games, have you?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Just, last week.
Okay.
I watched some.
I think all three quarterbacks. Like here, the thing is this: you've got first off, you got a bad offensive line. That offensive line stinks.
Uh huh.
So I don't care who you have at quarterback. They're gonna be hurting for time. Now the great thing is Trubisky and Pickett are tailor-made for Matt Canada's offense.
Right.
Like, I look back at what Matt Canada did as an offensive coordinator at Pitt when he was there 5-6 years ago, and what he was doing when he went to LSU and when he went to Maryland. And you look at that offense, and that is, you need a quarterback who can move. Okay?
Yeah.
So, like last year, what was the problem with the Steelers' offense? Well, you have an offensive coordinator who has one style of offense, and you've got a quarterback who cannot move.
I know.
You know, so Matt Canada was basically stuck running another style of offense with Ben Roethlisberger.
Right.
Well, now you've got two quarterbacks who do have great mobility, quarterbacks who are capable of throwing on the run, who are able to do the things that a Matt Canada offense needs you to do. I think Mitchell Trubisky is about to have a big year.
Yeah.
Like, I hear all this shit about, well, you start with Mitch and you end up going to Kenny. I think Mitch Trubisky is going to have a good year to a point that Kenny Pickett doesn't see the field this year.
Okay.
I honestly do. Like I think we're looking at a 9-win season. I don't think you make the playoffs with 9 wins, but I think you're in competition for a playoff spot.
Yeah.
And Trubisky has a good enough year that you never have to go to Pickett.
Okay.
You don't start Pickett because if he starts off bad, you can't go to Trubisky. You got to ride it out with Pickett.
Right.
But I feel like the wide receivers are good enough. Like Deontay Johnson's a very good wide receiver. George Pickens looks like fucking Randy Moss. I hate preseason hype, but even I'm buying into it at this point. He looks like fucking Randy Moss reincarnated.
Yeah?
Yeah. He's that fucking good, it looks like.
Yeah.
And, like, I honestly, I haven't given up on fucking Mapletron.
Okay.
Like, whatever, I can't remember his name. But, like, I feel like if you know, I've heard he's been working with somebody about, like, his mental approach to the game.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And it's one of those things where, like, maybe if he's gotten his shit together, because he's talented. He's talented as fuck.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, you saw that his first year.
Oh, my God.
And, like, you felt like in his second year, he kind of squandered it, like, fucking around.
Yeah.
And I feel like if he's got his head on straight and he can get the job done, like, you could have 3 phenomenal wide receivers, and you throw in Freiermuth, you know, at tight end, who had 60 catches last year.
Yeah.
Sneaky catches. Like, yeah, like at the end of the season, like, he had 60?
Good tight end.
Yeah. I mean, you've got yourself a plethora of weapons. Plus Najee.
Yeah.
He's no joke coming out of the backfield.
Right.
You know, like, you've given the quarterback all these weapons, and you're putting the quarterback into an offense where they're going to exploit what you do best.
Right.
So, no, it's not Joe Burrow. No, it's not Deshaun Watson. No, it's not Lamar Jackson. But you know what? It's going to be good enough.
Yeah.
Like, I've always believed you don't need a superstar quarterback to win, but you need a good quarterback to win. Like, having a superstar quarterback helps. The only problem is eventually you got to pay that superstar quarterback.
Right.
Like, I feel like, I mean, Kenny Pickett is not the second coming of Mahomes.
Yeah.
Not even close. I'm not going to compare him. You know what I mean? He's not. But I think Kenny Pickett can be a guy who's good enough with the weapons around him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's hard to describe. And, like, I understand why Thad enjoys poking fun at Pitt players as a whole for some ungodly reason. You know, when I asked the question, like, when's the last time a Penn State player made any impact?
Right.
You know, because Saquon Barkley's been so fucking good. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
But, like, it's like an odd thing. So I understand why he makes the jokes, but at the same time, like, I feel like Trubisky's good enough. Like, he had a great season in Chicago, that like his first or second year, and, like, he was just put in a position to fail. He spent some time in Buffalo as a backup, and now he's coming here, and I feel like he's learned the lessons, and he's going to excel in this offense because it's going to exploit the things that he does best.
Right.
All honesty. Like, 9-win season I can definitely see happening, and, you know, it's not going to get you in the playoffs, but it's going to be good enough that, like, you competed for a playoff spot. So,
I haven't watched hardly any preseason.
yeah.
I've won the game tomorrow, but I'll probably leave after this first half. But we'll see.
Like, the thing is, like, even Rudolph has played well.
Yeah.
The only problem with Rudolph is he's not a mobile guy.
Right.
He's a backup. He's a 3-5 step drop, throw the ball. You know, where Trubisky and Pickett are, you know, we can move in the pocket.
Well, they have to.
Right, but you can move the pocket with them. Like, you can have designed rollouts. You can do other things with them. You can do RPOs outside of the pocket where they they have the run pass option.
Right.
They have a little bit more mobility. Both of them. I mean, you watch Kenny Pickett as at Pitt, the guy can run.
Yeah.
It's not he's not a primarily run guy, but he can pull the ball down and run if need be.
Yeah.
Where Mason Rudolph is that traditional.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was some Exorcist shit right there.
Oh yeah, she goes up there to get away from him. Sabine jumped to the top of our cabinets, and she just kind of hangs out up there. Oh, sorry, buddy.
That was like,
yeah.
Holy heck.
Like,
that was like fucking
yeah.
the cheetahs at the zoo.
She's impressive.
Yeah. Anyway.
But Rudolph is a straight drop back, deliver the ball type of guy.
Yeah.
And he's looked good. He's played well in the preseason. But I think the problem is with this offensive line, you can't start him because he's going to get crushed.
Right.
Where with Trubisky or Pickett, you can move them out of the pocket or move the pocket for them, and they're better. Like, they don't have to stand and fire.
Right.
So, but I think you start Trubisky game one, and I honestly think he's going to play well enough that you don't pull him.
Yeah.
And I don't have a problem with that. You sit Kenny for a year, you let him learn how to be an NFL quarterback.
Yeah.
And you go from there.
Yeah.
So, that's my thoughts. Draft is next weekend.
Yep.
Yeah. That'll be fun.
Yeah, I don't even know. I haven't even read up on anybody.
Yeah. I bought a magazine. I've perused a little bit. I'll be watching Matthew Berry online.
Yeah.
He always leads me astray, but for some reason I believe in what he says. So, that is it. That's all I've got.
Cool.
Anything to add to the proceedings there, sir?
No, man, I'm good.
Well, remember, there are a number of different ways you can reach out and touch us. You can send us an email like Thad does each and every week, and that email address is pittsburghnerd@yahoo.com. You can also find us on Facebook and Twitter. Just search Pittsburgh Nerd. We're very, very easy to find. And you can also find us on a number of podcasting networks. You can find us on the Tangent Bound Network, the Read Network. Just give them a Google search, and you can find all the other great podcasts that they have to offer. And lastly, as always, we want to thank you, dear listener, for checking us out each and every week. We can't thank you enough for your support.
Yes.
And on that note, the dreamer has awakened.
Peace.